Hello and welcome to day 23, and we are on one of my favourite soapboxes, the role of traditional risk calculators, but most importantly, their limitations. I really want you to pay attention here. This is super duper important. By the time you get through this podcast, my short video, and the resources, which I'm really going to ask you to check out this time, by the time you've got through that, I hope you realise traditional risk factor calculators are really quite a waste of time. We've used them for years, but it's only because they've been the best that we've had. And to a large degree, these risk calculators work by observing populations and observing the rates of event in people with different characteristics, and therefore taking those characteristics as associations to an event. Now, that might mean, for example, if we put some details into a risk calculator, say a man 50 to 55, his cholesterol's borderline average, his blood pressure's borderline average, his ECG is normal, he's not diabetic, his risk might be calculated at, say, 5 or 6% over the next 10 years. Now, couple of problems with this. When that risk calculator says the risk is 5 or 6% over the next 10 years, what it's really saying is if you take 100 people with the same characteristics and follow those 100 people for 10 years, then 5 or 6 of those people will have a cardiac event. 94 won't, but 5 or 6 will. A risk calculator doesn't tell you your risk. What it does is it tells the doctor and you the rate of event within a population of people just like you. Now, I don't have any patient who comes into my practice and says, Dr. Bishop, I'd like to know the rate of event within the population I sit, because that's meaningless. What the person wants to know is, am I going to have an event? And the reality is that for anyone over the next 5 to 10 years, their event rate will either be 0%, nothing will happen, or 100%. You can't have an event rate for an individual of 5 or 6%. So, a risk factor calculator does not calculate the risk of the individual if you're using those traditional risk factor associations, things like age, sex, blood pressure, smoking history, diabetic history, cholesterol levels, and so on. This is why I'm so passionate about people getting a direct evaluation of the health of their arteries. Imagine if we could take that population of 100 people where we know 5 or 6 of them will have an event. And what if we could scan all those people and look at their arteries using a coronary artery calcium score and identify those who are truly at high risk or appear to be at high risk? We can implement therapy for those, and we can genuinely reassure the others. So when it comes to traditional risk factor calculators, they're not a bad idea. They were the best that we had a long time ago. My own feeling is we do much better bringing precision for an individual. I'm going to leave you with that for now, and I really look forward to catching up with you tomorrow. In the meantime, live as well as possible, for as long as possible. Take care, and bye for now.